situation. It's quite sad.
Radjor... Wait, we should get Radjor in here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you can.
Well, if you can. I just want to ask you if you've always been shitting your pants.
No.
Because since I've known you, you've always had, like, the IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well...
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking brutal. So here she is publicly saying he shits his pants. Like, way to go, Anissa. Way to have your boyfriend's back or your husband's back.
Did you see the look on his face as she said that?
Yeah, he was humiliated. Then we've got her saying his breath stinks.
To me, like, honestly, if I were to, like, rate Ian honestly, I would say, like, 9.5. Like, literally, the only thing that would make him, like, you know, 0.5 hotter is if, like, he fucking, his breath didn't stink all the time. She's such a bitch.
Yeah.
You're a bitch.
Yeah. And she's just kicking him down constantly. Just kicking him down, kicking him down.
I don't even think she knows she's doing it anymore. She just does it that frequently that she's completely oblivious to the fact that she's doing it.
Well, here she is telling the world that she pegged him.
You know how there was like that video, it was like a picture or a video of Keemstar like sucking a guy off?
Oh no, he's riding on a railroad on the dildo on the railroad. I love that video.
What if a video came out where the guy looked like Ian? Like so much like Ian that you actually did question if it was him. I mean, like you asked him and be like, oh my god, this guy looks like you, and he's like, oh yeah, that does look like me. Weird.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Ian's not into any of that shit. I've tried. But I've had exes. Yeah, I've had exes that are into it.
How's her form to say that while he was like on a break? He'd like gone to get a drink or something, and she's just talking to the producer, and she's just casually like, oh yeah, I tried pegging him once. He wasn't really into it. My God, Anissa, shut your mouth. So when she says he doesn't like it, I've tried, she means I got a dildo halfway up his ass.
Yeah, I got the dildo halfway up before he said, no, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I mean, she's obviously the dominant one in this relationship. She's half fucked him up the ass.
Yeah.
Like, any man with an ounce of masculinity in them would realise that this is not fucking on.
Yeah, she half
Well,
fucked
that's
him
probably
in the
why
ass.
it keeps going,
And
because
you
they
can
don't
see
realise.
it too, can't you? You can just paint the picture in your head. He's got half a dildo hanging out of his ass. And then he just like, you know, ever so coyly turns around. You know, he's got to turn around, put his head over his shoulder to look back at Anissa, who's behind him, pegging him. And then he's like,
I don't think I'm very comfortable with this, honey.
yeah, exactly.
Is it okay if we stop?
I don't like this. I don't know. I didn't consent before we did this.
She half r***ed him.
God, no.
This poor fucking guy. I mean, he just constantly cops it. And the way that his life's going, right? He puts out an episode of this series that he's famous for. It fucking tanks. You turn him against one of his best friends, Ethan. He loses his whole fucking creator class.
You can't make up IDubbbz story, man. It's fucking feral. Honestly, I think my life is bad. I do. Like, my life is pretty shit. But Christ, if I was IDubbbz, I think I probably would have hung myself about 6 months ago.
I think because of mismanagement.
Just saying.
Backlash.
Just saying.
People don't want their
Just saying.
marred by like fighting about Gaza and Israel. It's just fucking stupid.
It's Anissa's world, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Anissa's world and IDubbbz is along for the ride. So anyway, this goes on for a few years, and here's IDubbbz talking to a fucking therapist.
The views aren't good. The comments aren't good. Like, I don't know. Like, it just...
I mean, you get it, these people are real people, but
it's really hard.
they work themselves into these situations because they're so fucking stupid. It's just ridiculous.
A couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like, if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
Oh man, I feel so bad for him. IDubbbz, people are attacking your partner because she's a bitch.
What the fuck is going on? I can imagine him saying, Anissa, I'm depressed. I need to go get some counselling. I need to talk to someone. And she's like, let's live stream it then.
Well, apparently Anissa set this up. This is a YouTuber. He's called like Psychology in Seattle or something like that. I might be getting that wrong. But yeah, apparently she said, Ian, you should go onto this thing and like express all your thoughts and like have a breakdown for all the world to see. My God, as if you weren't getting enough shit.
She's fucking evil. You don't do this to someone you love.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna let PPP and Andy finish this up because I think they just sum this up beautifully.
Nice.
I think that Anissa was sold a lie. Because you've got all these videos where iDubbbz is acting like he's this dominant, badass,
Alpha.
disagreeable guy that's alpha, and he's telling people how it is and how it should be. And then when she ends up meeting iDubbbz, he's this meek, timid, pathetic, pussy incel virgin that lets her walk all over him. And she's like, what the fuck? I was sold a lie.
You failed every shit test, right?
Yes.
Every shit test was just fail, 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 fail. It's what BPD pussy does to motherfuckers.
Jesus Christ.
That BPD.
BPD pussy, bipolar disorder pussy.
Oh, shit. Crazy bitches.
So that's where the fucking Ian and Janisha arc is, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, like I said, there's a lot more branches, there's a lot more tangents. You can talk about this for hours, like some people do. But I kind of wanted to get caught up because I have a feeling that something big's going to happen soon. Either she's going to monkey branch again, or he's going to break down and tell her to get fucked. And he's going to be left in a situation where he's given up creative art. He's fucked his YouTube career because, like, right-leaning people think that he's a cuck now, and the left are never going to accept him because he said for once. And he has her last name.
Dear God. Yeah, I think you're right. I think she's going to monkey branch because she only wants to go out with YouTubers who are doing well.
Yeah, and he's not doing that. I mean, look, his videos still get millions and millions of views, but like the like to dislike ratio is not fucking good, man. The comments are not good. They're not well received. I don't think the views are going to last that long.
Well, yeah, he just went on a bloody psychologist YouTuber's channel and cried his heart out about the views being shit.
So anyway, that's where we're at. I think we'll pay a bit more attention to this whole fucking saga, this whole realm, because as I said, I think something's going to happen soon. Alright, we'll leave it there. Visit Sugar Tits. She has a channel.
Yes, please do.
And we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Recession, session. Better days. Cause if we need more Tommy Dice. It's been a while. Hold on. This has reached well beyond Twitch. So yeah, okay.
What do you? How much of you cried bullshit? How much of you's like,
More on the side. I think he's the most credible whistleblower because he
didn't profit? From
didn't
it.
profit, and they prosecuted him for running a prostitution ring. You know,
Which maybe he was.
we're gonna think he was. He bled down to pandering, but
They also raided him during the Jeremy Corbell documentary. While they're filming the documentary, the FBI raided his facility, and they said they were looking for something. And supposedly he has a version or a sample of stable element 115.
what?
That's supposedly. Yeah, and that's supposedly what they were looking for.
Of course.
Supposedly he had gotten that from the lab, and he was at S4, and then he had managed to smuggle out a stable and chunk of this element 115. And there was a video that George Knapp had from back in the 80s where Lazar was demonstrating how this stuff bends light and, you know, what it does, like, it has weird effects.
How soon after that raid was 115 synthesized? How soon after that raid was 115 synthesized? I think it was synthesized in Russia.
It was synthesized by a particle collider, and so when they got it, it's a very temporary, quickly dissolving form, but they proved its existence. And
and this element is crucial to this gravity propulsion system. That it's a part of this reactor, it gets bombarded with radiation, produces this gravity field, allows you to just slingshot through the universe.
I don't know, are they working to stabilize it? I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, man.
Why would they raid Bob Lazar?
That's a spectrum of believability.
Hmm.
There's a guy who's being attacked and tormented.
In the middle of filming the documentary, you know the Nixon story with Jackie Gleason?
I know that Gleason was into UFOs. Tell the story.
The story is Gleason got into UFOs because him and Nixon were drinking one day, and Nixon was like, "You want to see some shit?"
I wish I was drinking with that.
Can you imagine? And then he
Gee,
takes them,
fucking
flies
Nixon.
them out to wherever the base is, and shows him a crashed UFO and these bodies that they have in freezers.
And it was right Patterson.
I do not know. I do not know. I don't know if Jackie Gleason ever said. The story came from Gleason's wife, and it was an article in some sort of a magazine. But then there's the house that Gleason built in upstate New York that looked like a UFO. Like, Gleason built a home. Yeah, that was like a disc.
I'm going to look into this. It's such a good story. I wonder where they went.
Reportedly would have been in Homestead Air Force Base. That might be in Florida.
In 73.
I think that's where they were when that.
Embalmed. Reportedly show embalmed bodies of 4 alien beings.
So Nixon exposes the UFOs to civilians, and it does not go well for Richard Nixon after that.
Well, I think what went bad with Nixon was that Richard Nixon was inquiring as to who killed JFK, and he said he thought he knew. And he was kind of talking about it publicly, and they're like, okay.
Yep.
And they had already, brought in Gerald Ford, kicked out Spiro Agnew, they got rid of him. Gerald Ford, who was also in the Warren Commission report.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden, Nixon and Watergate happened.
Nixon, the most popular president of all
The whole time, and it turns out that Bob Woodward was actually an intelligence agent, and this is his first project ever.
Operation Mockingbird.
And then the people that were involved in the break-in, all FBI.
G. Gordon Liddy.
Yeah, the whole thing is a coup.
All was a coup. All was a setup.
And we're all parroting, Nixon was a crook. That guy was a crook. He was this or that. Like, they did a great job. The PSYOP was wonderful.
I'm a patsy.
Yeah.
They say it over and over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's all really, really interesting stuff. But what it boils down to with stuff like your show, like how much is real, and when you have these mysteries, one of the amazing things about mysteries is you're never going to run out of topics.
No.
There's so many of these things.
And as long as there's a U.S. government, I'm good. As long as the CIA exists.
They're always going to be hiding something. But
Oh,
the fun ones are always the alien ones. That's the most fun ones. The alien ones, the ancient civilization ones. What is your take on Bob Lazar?
Well, we looked into the Bob Lazar story, and but only from a certain relatively superficial level. Looked at, we found out what his clearance levels supposedly were, and so on, which came back saying it was not high enough to be doing what he says he was doing. On the other hand, it may just simply be, yeah, it was better than that, but we didn't have the access to see that. So when I hear his physics descriptions, it's a puzzle. It seems not exactly as I would anticipate might be the technology behind the craft, but I can't absolutely write him off. So it's an enigma, and I don't have any hard data to prove one way or the other. So it's I know you've talked to him.
Yeah. It's a fascinating puzzle.
It is a fascinating puzzle.
Because that would be the place, S4 would be the place where they would do that kind of work. I mean, if you wanted to do something like that in complete privacy and secrecy, you do it in the middle of the Nevada desert, very protected.
That's true. Right?
Outside of Area 51.
So even when people that have high clearances go and say, well, tell me about this. What's behind this? Who knows? If it's a special access program, an SAP, it might be, say, no, we're going to tell you that he didn't do anything of significance there. In fact, he might have done something of significance. There's just no way of telling from the outside.
Yeah. So the actual generator, the thing that powers the craft that Lazar talked about, what was your take element 115 that when it encounters high radiation, it has some sort of an anti-gravitational effect, some warp effect.
Well, there are two aspects. One is, what is the material that generates the effects? Then the other is, are the effects being described reasonable descriptions of the kind of effects you think are associated with such craft? On the element 115, as you know, in the general scientific community, at the time that we've seen element 115, that, it's very short-lived. So it's hard to evaluate that. At
So
this
long.
point, there's no evidence that's it.
So
On the other,
we should explain to people, it was theoretical at one point until they detected it using, was it a Large Hadron Collider or another particle collider?
right now I think it was a particle collider in the Soviet Union or in Russia.
And it's very short-lasting. But the idea is that what Lazar was in possession of, or what the craft was powered by, was some sort of a stable version of element 115.
That's what he said. So in general, it was known that and predicted that there was an island of stability, as we call it, on some of these higher elements of the periodic table that are beyond uranium and so on. But really no data predicted as to what their lifetimes would be. And so element 115 is in that bunch, and when he first discussed it, it hadn't been seen yet.
But this is way back in 1989.
Way back, that's right. But eventually, the element was detected, although the version of it that was detected had a very short lifetime. But of course, there may be some other isotope of that element that could have a long lifetime. Who knows? So it's just hard to evaluate. So it sits in my gray box, as I say. But his description of the anti-gravity effects and so on, that's an area that is well described as what you might expect.
Now, believe it or not, I'm not into UFOs. I don't follow stories or,
Even after your experiences?
No, I'm fascinated with the technology, and it really irks me like every night I go to sleep that, I don't, that it was my own doing, essentially, that prevented me from continuing on in the project. I mean, that to be on that cutting edge of technology is so alluring to me.
Right.
But, by the same token, I don't really care that there's aliens or where they come from. I mean, the prize is the technology, and that's what I'm fascinated by. But so I don't listen to UFO stories and that sort of thing. But George Knapp is, he's the guy that has the contacts and tries to thread everything together. And what he recently told me is he found, I don't know, it was either documentation or people that he spoke to. It's that the existence of this project, the project that I was on, it's something that they seem to take out every 8 or 10 years.
So that's a very specific memo, and this is actually, this is the first time I'll be very clear with people about it. It's a big topic of conversation right now. It's called the Wilson Memo. You can look it up. Admiral Wilson met with a scientist
Admiral
who's actually
Wilson, yeah.
featured in one of my films. Everybody has been debating whether or not this document of a conversation with a sitting admiral at the time is a real document. It's an actual conversation that happened, and it's documented. So everybody wants to know the world's going crazy right now in the UFO world. I'll tell you straight up right now, I'm in the position to know, and it is a real document. That it is real. The conversation you read in that conversation was had. I can't attest to every.
You're not being very clear.
Sure, please. No problem. So there was a document that is circulating right now. It is really big, going around everywhere. People are asking,
What is this document?
It's called the Wilson Memo, is how you can find it online. The Wilson leak.
The Wilson Memorandum. Use of human bond.
No, that's not it. Yeah. So, Admiral Wilson meets with this scientist, and they have this discussion. Oddly enough, at special projects at EG&G. And if I remember, the document was from 2001. I'm telling everybody right now, it's real. And we'll see. My history is pretty good with saying that something's real, right? So here we go. The document comes out. They meet at EG&G special projects. In 1989, they problem, this happens, they put the technology away, and then they bring it back out and see if material science is caught up and if they can make any progress. So this document kind of talks about this process. The big thing I get from it, and a lot of it's vindicated by, and one of the things that's vindicated besides the EDC thing, is that private industry, so this guy's an athlete, and he says, I found out about your SAP, your Special Access Program. I need to know about it. And he's going to a private part of industry, and he is denied access. And he says, I should be running this program. And they were able to deny him access. So I think the takeaway here is, check it out. I'm telling you that is an actual correct, that is a leak. And everything said in that document, I don't know.
What are you talking about? What is said in that document?
It's between a scientist and an admiral that are sitting and they're having a meeting, and they're talking about the search for the UFO subject, the search to get special access program access to all of these different things like reverse engineering programs. So in this document they talk about it. I believe that this document, the person that went was employed by Robert Bigelow, one of the guys who had a couple of orbital satellites and all that stuff.
But he's the guy who owns Skinwalker.
No, he's not. He was the guy who owned Skinwalker. Yeah, there's a new owner, and I interviewed him for my other film, but there's a new owner. You'll be hearing a lot more about that soon. But there's stuff that you'll be hearing about Skinwalker soon because it's new owner. Anyway, the whole point of this insertion here is just that document kind of validates a lot of the idea Bob just said, that they make a little progress, then they can't go anywhere, they push it away, and then they bring it back out, 10 years later and start working on it. What is the limiting factor? I think Bob should speak on this, but it's the material science.
Yeah, it's really where physics is, so I can see them doing that. I mean, I didn't have any information on that, but I think what George uncovered is probably accurate, that we try and do what we can, and once we reach a roadblock and really can't figure it out, it's just bring it away, put the thing away, wait for science to catch up, and a decade later, let's take the project out again and see, all right, now where can we go?
But it's got to be someone who remains informed, right?
Oh, yeah.
You've got your scientists like you and Barry, you got your people that you compartmentalize, you got the people working on
Yeah, there has to be some people
Right.
that know everything.
You've got security, and then someone's going to be on the outside saying, hey, we need people to guard this building, and don't let anybody in for 10 years.
I think a lot of that is private industry, and I think that's how they keep it. Yeah, I think that's how they clear it, because the government is just so leaky. I think that's kind of what they're doing.
That's what the document kind of proves. You just articulated that it isn't the private industry.
What private industry? Some aerospace company? Something?
I don't know.
Yeah, the admiral wouldn't name it in the call, right, in the conversation.
Yeah. So they still have these things, supposedly.
I would guess. I mean, I don't have any information on
Have
that.
you ever asked anyone that has any inkling of any idea of where they got them or how they got them?
No, but something must have been said to me from Barry, but it was just too long ago, and I can't quite remember what was said, but it just left a seed in my mind. I think at least one of them was part of an archaeological dig. So it's old. At least one of them is old. I don't know if it was the one I worked on, but I remember something to do with an archaeological dig.
Wow.
So that means it's not just old, it's ancient.
That'd be a great Steven Spielberg movie,
Yeah,
right?
that's all of it. But,
Yeah, that tripped me out when you said that first time.
Yeah. That's a freak out there. A couple of dudes with some brushes looking for a Tyrannosaurus Rex. They hit metal.
And when did they find it? They have items.
Well, and how could we have not heard about that? What about the guys with the brushes? How could you uncover something like that? And
With Joe's newspaper at home, Dad. I mean, they said it on that first day.
Oh, you mean the last one? Yeah, I have a cover. What is this? Here, Jen. This is the document, but I had to do some digging to find it.
Yeah, it's just kind of, so this is where they meet at EG&G. This is Admiral Wilson, and there's a lot more coming out. I want to be clear, George didn't put this out. He didn't leak this out to anybody. This is, I can tell you how I
recorded this conversation.
So this was an employee of, at the time, Robert Bigelow.
This is in 2002.
Right. Do you remember million was for OSAP that was pushed through Congress, 3 congressmen, right, and astronauts. It was pushed through. And that's what that $22 million, by the way, they spend more money on Viagra every year than they do studying UFOs. If it was just this program, because it was funny. They probably do that. But you never know how it seeps in the population. But anyway, this program, this is what was the mother program. It got the $22 million. And really, it was to study Skinwalker Ranch. Oddly enough, that $22 million all was inspired by the phenomenon that was in Skinwalker Ranch. Because the scientists, they're seeing come through like a space in the sky.
Yeah, we went there. I went there
Right,
with Duncan.
yeah.
He interviewed a bunch of people that seemed full of shit, but a couple that didn't. Very, very interesting.
Totally, and if you look, I spent a lot of time in the area. I'm not talking about their stories. I'm saying there were scientists hired by the government, right, through Bigelow to study the ranch because they thought it was important. And whatever. The point is that $22 million was to study that. Then we have ATIP, which is like an auxiliary kind of program of military studies, like administrators and that sort of thing. This document is just one of those things that has now come forward that through the Bigelow studies, it's government funded, and then it was personally funded and then government funded. It's just one of those things that kind of shakes you because you got the military stuff, you can't get access because of the private industry that's holding these non-terrestrial materials. They can't study.
If you enjoyed today's episode on JRE Plus, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you.
This isn't about what I believe it's about. I promised this video for quite a while. We're going to watch the new Internet Historian video. Here we go. I'll start VR first. I'm going to do it after.
Aliens. They exist. And what's more, they're here and they've been walking among us for millions of years. Just look up at the night sky. Each one of those lights is probably an alien. Shoot at them.
There could be,
and
yeah.
the police show up. Coincidence? Break into the CIA. Just looking for clues. They put you on a no-fly list. Coincidence? There are no coincidences. Only food bombs, and the government is holding the fuse. Locked up tight. In Area 51. And so our story begins with one man. Joseph Experience.
What? How is this even a video? It's about Joe Rogan?
On White 21st of the solar year 2019.
Bob Laser, oh my god, I saw, my mom showed me a video of this guy. He's an alien guy. This guy, he went to Area 51 and he saw alien spacecraft.
Spoke to a whistleblower. Walter Lazard. Now, Walter claims to have worked at the Area 51. And so, Joe summoned him to his sensory deprivation center, where he could ask him probing questions about that government facility.
Machine that was able to read the size of your dicks.
Yeah. Hear for yourself this incredible testimony before the UN
So did they take the video down or not? Like, I don't know what's real and what's not in this video. Did they actually take the video down? No? Okay, I was about to say.
Used to work at Area 51. When did things get weird?
Well, the way this went down was, I only got hands-on with one of them, and I was fucking an alien. It produced a little discharge from the bottom. It was exciting. Turn the lights on, and all these guys are there. So
What in the fuck is this?
we have, actual hardware from another civilization. It's a big. What? Oh my! This is all in the same episode? Holy shit!
House, that's bullshit. I like just swinging around on trees. We are the sex organs of the machine. But for people who don't know, let's give
It's
them
not edited.
the bullet points. How tall are you?
Yeah, I'm 5'10".
Don't seem to have
Yeah,
any
it's
muscle.
not edited.
Almost like a frame. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Well, the disc, flying saucer that I worked on.
Right.
I saw it sitting there, and I thought, oh my god.
Hey Bob, it's probably a good idea if you shut up. I worked underground with the aliens. They shot my hand off. They're underground. There's bases. They're shooting lasers through the Earth's crust. And they move them at light speed.
You big fucking what?
A million doing it.
Drop dead.
Hey, why don't you come on out to the Nevada desert?
Deal.
Fuck out. All right, that's it, folks. Good night.
I just start watching this. This is a good show.
The Revelations was sent out all over
That's a good one.
using beams.
Absolutely free.
It started an incredible awakening, inseminating the people's knowledge,
Focus on them,
exploring them,
not me.
and soon they were thirst with righteous fury. Exploring them, the revelation of it all. And soon they were thirsty with righteous curiosity.
Oh my god.
Alright, here's the Google searches for Area 51. That
Suppressed by the government, by the way.
Yeah, that's been Joe Rogan for our podcast. You get the idea. And just see, it reached the right man at just the right time.
Am I? This isn't about what I think it was about, is it? This isn't about what I believe it's about, is it? It is. No.
A 21-year-old named Matthew Roberts.
Yep.
Is that fucking...
Area 51 before, and he
There he
believed
is.
he wanted to see him.
Can aliens
Real
love?
bad. But what could he do? How could he
Oh, what's his name? The New Zealand guy.
Area 51
It's him, isn't it?
to check him out?
True.
Think, 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 think.
Motherfucker.
Scenario 1. If I ran into Area 51,
Right.
I would be shot and killed.
Right.
Scenario 2. If me and all of my friends ran in, we'd both be killed.
True.
But scenario 3.
Okay.
Alright. If there were so many of us, thousands, so much quality, eventually ran out of bullets,
Different.
then someone, surely,
Would
is
make
gonna
it in.
get through and touch the government in its special area.
Oh my god.
Within minutes, he was drafting a Facebook post. They can't stop all of us.
Willing to die for the government, let's do this.
On September,
What the fuck? I didn't know they actually talked to the guy and everything. I thought, like, my understanding is that, like, actually, I'll finish the video because I don't want to spoil it because for anybody who doesn't know what I at least believe happened.
the 20th, 2019, we'll all meet up at the Area 51 Alien Central Tourist Attraction and coordinate our entry. If we Naruto run, we can move faster than Deadpool.
No way, he didn't type that. Like, I don't believe, like, the Naruto run. Like, that's gotta be some bullshit. That's gotta be some bullshit. He
Let's see
did?
them aliens. This
No
event-
way. No, he actually this is not even, wait, Corona happened right after this? So what if the government was worried and they put out Corona on purpose to stop the raid into Area 51? What if, it makes sense, it's coming together now.
then goes into the ether.
Spoilers!
And from here, it was up to the Facebook algorithm gods to decide what would happen.
Well, it got promoted massively.
There's a lot here to be excited about. I think this could be very positive for our society and economy.
People from all across the flat world were receiving the invite, and they began pressing the attending button.
Oh my god. And the thing is, you know that if you've ever been to a Facebook group invite, clicking attending means you're gonna be there. 100%. Yeah, for sure. Huh? Did it get deleted? Oh. Oh my god.
Within just a couple of days, the event had picked up hundreds of thousands of attendees.
There were people that came into my chat whenever this was happening, and like in between, and just like trying to talk to me about this. They're like, so yeah, man. So what do you think about the Area 51 raid? I think it could really do something. You know, I've been wondering about what they were doing back there, and so if we all get together, you know, maybe we can really do something. Maybe they'll have to tell us. Yeah, I'm serious. Like people like, Well, man, I mean, you know, hey, you know, you never know what's gonna happen. No one ever said that. They did.
People
Sure
loved the
did,
idea
man.
so much.
Sure
They
did.
began making memes about how they were going to raid the base.
I remember this.
So many I can barely show you a fraction of them, rapid firing them out like the bullets that would soon be gunning them down. And so the event spread. And spread
everybody
around
knew
the
about
internet.
this. Everybody knew.
Morphing into
Everybody knew.
morphing into
Okay, was that okay? I wasn't all of a sudden.
Area 51.
There it
Young
is.
people from all over the globe are joining us to fight for the future.
Nigel, a runner.
No pointer, runner.
Steve, agent. Slim, a runner. Freeman, 713. I am a sentinel.
Everyone
The
doing
fuck?
their part. We have the ships. We have the weapons. Captain, put it down! We need you to watch out. And just like that, the game is off. Next time. Here's the new campaign. You're gonna love it. Plans disappear. Dreams take over. I live. I love. I Nord. Nord on every device like a blank canvas. I can be here and anywhere. Will you break these chains?
Have you been in a witch's group? This would be interesting.
There you are. Nord VPN.
Gotta do that.
Look, I just... Hey, it was just an idea. I know what you want. You want the female audience. I know.
Yes.
Hello to you, miladies. Have you heard about NordVPN?
Oh my
You
god.
should get access to the international Netflix catalog. Never miss another episode of The Handsome Man Show. Oh, don't you hate it when your dishwasher gets region locked?
Okay, it's not him, it's not Jermaine, but it fucking sounds like him. Someone's profiting from my accent and I don't like it. Prick.
So think NordVPN.com.
NordVPN.com's on my story, blah blah blah, fuck you, cunt.
VPN stands for vagina. I think you
Vag-
know that. Alright, I'll do the end of your life. Get Nord. You celebrity. Take your online safety more seriously. Have you heard about their amazing prices?
There you go.
VPN.com's like their dinner story.
Damn.
Tell my blue stitcher.
He's a YouTube prankster now.
Welcome to the mission brief.
Very
Let's do a
funny.
bit of background on the Area 51.
Okay.
Secret military base, first developed in 1955. This is what it looks like on Google Maps. It's approximately this big. Total area size, 51.
What's kilometers? Is that like a mile? It's a mile, right? That's the alien units? Yeah, speak American. Like, yeah, speak American, 2.5 miles? Well, why not just call it 2 kilometers if it's 2 miles?
And the volume, a big mystery. Until 1997, the government refused to even acknowledge that it existed. That is, until they were forced to by lawsuit. That lawsuit was about the death of 2 men who were former employees. And how did they die? Well, not aliens, but rather toxic fumes from burning garbage. What? So what they would do is burn a whole bunch of cool, high-tech refuse on the lot, let the deadly smoke blow downwind, and the staff was stuck.
And it kills all the staff.
A few years later, bing bing bong, answer.
Boom.
Other than that, the public hasn't really been told anything. So all people can do is speculate as to what the hell is going on in there.
I think that they are keeping remnants of a UFO there.
We don't know if it's aliens, we don't know if it's time travel, we don't know if there's minions in there.
Virtual reality.
We don't know if it's aliens, we don't know if it's time travel, we don't know if there's minions in there.
Bro, like, that shit was a movie. Like, how? Oh my god, that's terrible. I thought, was it Andrew? I was like, yeah, what the fuck?
Virtual reality seems so
Are we that fucking down?
But what has been leaked is that they do test flights on new alien craft. that security is top notch.
That's what I've
They
heard.
have that thing locked down.
Would make sense.
So, you want to break in anyway?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's going to require some research. And the first thing to find out, has anyone ever tried breaking in before?
That's
Yes.
a good question.
Several times.
Oh.
In fact, in January 2019, an unnamed man broke through security barriers and drove 8 miles into the base. He got out of his car with a metal cylinder in his hands, and the military opened fire. He was shot dead at the scene.
All right. Well, that's the end of that story. Well, yeeted and deleted.
There was this time when a film crew from the BBC was arrested for trying to get in.
This is BBC News.
This time when a vacationing family of 4 went off track. You get the idea. They're not messing around.
Put your fucking hands up. I'm not going to tell you again.
But there's one story to top them all. And he will disguise his identity, but he is my personal hero.
Okay.
The month is November. The location, Las Vegas. And the protagonist, a professional limo driver. Now,
Okay.
even a little unhinged, he decides to start harassing and sending death threats to a lawyer whom we think was going to represent his defense for this incident. If you've ever seen this TikTok, that's our boy doing donuts and driving backwards down the Las Vegas Strip.
That's a straight gangster, man. Oh my god.
Our boy.
We should have had this guy as our driver for the Bruce video. Holy shit. He's just doing what he needs to do. Yeah, like, bro, Las Vegas, that's Grand Theft Auto.
Doing donuts and driving backwards down the Las Vegas Strip.
Fuck
Anyway, fast forward 3 weeks. It's like 6 in the morning and this guy is already doing donuts at a car park near the airport. Then he decides to drive from the car park into the airport itself. Offense? No problem. He drives right through it and off the runway. He's just driving around, whizzing between planes, almost crashing several times before eventually...
Bro, it's literally like he just got on Grand Theft Auto. He just fucking... going out there. Actually, he already got 3 stars, man. I tell you, one time we actually, Rich and I, we walked up to this guy in a limo. He was a limo driver too, and he was in a stretch limo, and he wanted to invite us into his limo so we could fuck girls and get high. And then about halfway through the conversation, he pulls a gun on us too. This is in South by Southwest. It's like halfway on stream, I think it was on that fan stream. He pulls a gun, and like first thing I was like, because I didn't think I was assuming not to shoot me, right? Why would he shoot me? So I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I think kind of like, he was like, well, what? And like, so I'm like, wow, is that real? That's so awesome. Because I didn't really give a shit, right? And then I tell my dad later on that this happens. I'm like, Dad, this guy pulled a gun on me today. And my dad's like, oh, that's great. That must have been such great content. And I'm like, it was. They loved it. And he's like, oh, wow. I hope you had a good time. Like, that's it. Yeah, that's great. That's about it.
On a ramp. At this point, he jumps out, puts on
Rich
a
and S
clown
over there.
mask, and storms right up to a private jet. He announces, aggressively, to the flight staff that there is a bomb in his limo. Well, I have a fucking bomb. I'm going to blow this place
4
up.
stars now.
His plan is to commandeer this private jet and take it to Area 51.
Fuck yes.
However, as sound as this plan
Yeah.
was, the quick response by police meant that it wasn't really working out. So,
5 stars.
bails back to his limo, tries to make an escape, until eventually police catch up with him.
Fuck.
At that point, he is quickly arrested. They take him in for questioning, and he starts telling them, that's right, I did it to see that alien. He also told them to refer to him as the Chosen One.
Alright.
I loved it.
Okay, yeah, the Chosen One, absolutely. Holy shit.
And, by the way, I have high security clearance.
Of course.
Also, I'm involved with the mob.
Absolutely.
And someone owes me billions of dollars.
100%.
Later on, the bomb defusal crew checks out the limo.
Bro, this literally sounds like somebody who got invited to No Pixel and their RP is so fucking stupid that they get banned from the server. This is actually like, it's like somebody gets invited to No Pixel, and they're just like, okay, this is too much, get this guy out of here.
And assumes
Where
that
was
it's
it
just
going
a
this way?
fire extinguisher with a bunch of wire
Everybody
duct
wants.
tape and
Yeah,
severe
apparently
light.
everything's good.
Now, at some point, it's
Special
out,
little light on it.
presumably on
See what
bail,
happens.
and CNN reporters
Yeah.
will help women start asking him questions. No statements from me, he says. But you should talk to my lawyer. And then he proceeds to hand them the business card of the lawyer that he's been sending death threats to for the last 3 weeks. Amazing. After all,
Oh my god, I love this. This guy is a legend,
This guy's
man.
like a
It's
hero.
more than they can handle. It's like, yeah, they didn't know who they was dealing with. Yeah. This guy, you have to understand, he is the main character. He's the main character. You are just
I'm
fucking
feeling a bit
NPC.
untrustworthy of these guys
for that,
considering
the
this.
judge ordered him sent to a mental hospital.
Why?
Also, they say. Oh, how convenient. Okay, so you would really die trying to do this.
Yeah.
That means we're going to have to be a little more covert. So over at Area 51 military Facebook numbers have reached 1 million. And it doesn't take a genius to calculate that even if just 1% of them show up, that's... Wait a minute.
1,000 people.
Run those numbers. This many people. In a crowd that big, there's bound to be at least a few who do something stupid. In fact, the military took it so serious, perhaps, that they even went over the nuances of Naruto.
No, this isn't real. There's no way this is real.
Of course it is, dude.
There's no way.
Of course it is.
There's no way. Like, there's no way. What, are you fucking kidding me?
This is a real slide, by the way, and it required a real demonstration. Now, some undercover operative then took a photo of that brief, and they uploaded it to Reddit.
They intend to use our tactics against us.
Alright, so if the military decides
Keep in mind, guys, whenever you pay taxes, that's why.
to do this, things will go pretty badly for Matthew. So Matthew goes back to his mind palace.
Whoa, who did that? What was that?
Let's not keep saying it's a raid. Instead, let's do a music festival.
No shot. No fucking shot he said that. Like, is this actually, like, no way? Like, no way this is, like, yes shot? He actually said this. Do you know how I was talking earlier about how there are the, what's it called? Like, the Nigerian Prince scams? It's like, if you're still using Facebook in the year 2020 at this point, like, you're already past the first line. Like, what dumbass still uses Facebook? Last time I went on Facebook, it was just some girl in 2020. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like, because this happened in 2020. That's what I mean, right? Yeah, it happened in 2020. And so, like, last time I went on Facebook, there was this girl that I had gone to high school with, posting fucking bullshit memes with her kids. I was like, what's this middle-aged mom? And I see I went to high school with her. I freaked out. I freaked out. Like, how did this happen?
This would give Matthew an alibi and throw authorities off the scent. I'm willing to music festival. For the government, let's do this. Alright, Red, here it is.
Wait, what was he wearing on his...
For the government, let's do this. Alright, Red, here it is. Alien Stock 2019. The official EDM party. Hosted by Matthew Roberts. Set to take place in Rachel, Nevada. A town that just so happens to neighbor Area 51.
Right next to it.
It has 50 total residents and practically no infrastructure. Perfect. Yeah, nice.
Is that really what the town is? Bro, that's not even a trailer park. That's it. Like, there's nothing even there. 50 residents. Oh my god, yeah. Like, what if you want to get like Cheetos? What if you want want to get like Cheetos. Like, where do you go? Where's the Cheetos? You
And
don't.
practically no infrastructure. Perfect. Yeah, nice try, fellas, said the military. And the captains and the generals all started planning their own EVM party. With the deep state. Three groups in particular. Introducing Group E, the local state police. Police have their work cut out for them because, owing to this party, they think there could be upwards of 50,000 people descending upon the little town of Rachel. Lincoln County commissioners trying to tackle the tough task of preparing for a potential inundation of people. Sheriff, trying to tackle...
It's so fucking dumb. I can't even believe this.
Tackle the tough task of preparing for a potential inundation of people. Sheriff Terry Lee has less than 30 deputies. The county declares a state of emergency, and they allocate an extra $250,000 for the weekend of the raid, as well as an extra 300 police officers and paramedics.
That many people are going to stress the community to the point that we can't cope with it.
This is some of the most exciting stuff that I've ever gotten to work on.
Absolutely.
Hold on, Mark. Group D, the defense. Then I'm going to take out my gun and shoot somebody.
The FBI agents that showed up, they showed up at 10 a.m. They contacted my mom. They were like, so she texted me, she's like, FBI's here, answer your phone. Like, I was kind of scared at this point, but
this report from the
I love how he just doesn't really give a fuck about any of it, and he's
I was
just
kind
like,
of scared at this point.
like he's just wearing his fucking hat, just chilling, standing outside his house. It's like, yeah, bro, like, so I fucking started all this stupid shit, man. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, they texted my mom in real life, bro. Like, in real life.
This report from the Nevada Department of Public Safety was last year, and it features some very interesting details. For example, they caught a group of YouTubers trying to plant a tracker on the bus that was to and from the base.
That's smart.
Highly illegal. And you may not be that surprised to hear that the military isn't actually that worried about people breaking into the base. Turns out, they have automated weapons. Not automatic whatever that is. No, instead, they think there's potential that real terrorists will, the thing, or a thing. So, counters have been abundant to speak with chemical, biological, radiological, and explosive material. Although, nothing was found. And there's just one last group getting involved as well, the corporate press. Disinformation agents in the mainstream media were getting involved. Started
That was such a good fucking transition. Oh my god. Wow.
Use of lethal force authorized.
Spelled in contempt for the film.
What started as a joke, Facebook event, quickly turned into a phenomenon.
Well, it began as a joke, but now it's turned into something much.
I can't believe, like, internet story. If you ever watch this, can you please do a video about, like, some stupid shit that happens in, like, Europe? Please. It's like, I'm so tired of seeing it. Like, it's so embarrassing, man. It's so fun. Like, I mean, look at this guy. I mean, we've got fucking, we've got the walrus in a fucking, in a cowboy hat here, chilling, and like, I mean, goddamn, like, Concordia was EU? Yeah, that's true, yeah, that guy was funny, I loved him. I feel like there was nobody more shameless than that guy. Yeah, that's true, yeah, that's true.
More serious as the Turpin campaigns by Late Night Haha and number 1 through 7.
Much more likely they'll see them tasers.
Laugh it all up.
Well, I don't know what it is, man. It's like Stephen Colbert. I feel like him.
Good job, guys. Well fucking done.
Show with Jon Stewart, and then after that, the Colbert Report would come on. Like, that show was so fucking good, and I feel like now, like, I wish he would just go back to that. Like, I really do. Like, I wish he would just go back to that. And like, because he's like, Stephen Colbert, I like Stephen Colbert. I like Stephen Colbert a lot, man. Like, but, man, fuck, go back to that doing this vague fucking political bullshit. Like, go back to making jokes. Like, remember
what the fuck's going
he
on?
interviewed Bill O'Reilly and he made him mad? That shit was
It
fucking funny.
crashed out on me.
Like, do that
Shit.
again.
It's just a big joke.
Okay. Give me a second.
Just keeps faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens.
And they weren't afraid to give some of the biggest, brainest takes you've ever heard.
It's not clear the 1.1 million Facebook followers who said they are going to storm Area 51 are real and not Russian bots.
I cannot imagine the brain of a person who still watches mainstream media. Like, whenever I think of the brain of a person who watches stuff like this, unironically, I think of like a bowl of soup. I think of a bowl of soup that's lukewarm. That's the best thing that can come to mind.
You're a goddamn genius! Fine. We'll make you take us seriously. Let the training
Message
begin.
from high command. You've got to train.
And speaking of that, I think it's time for my workout.
And so the Raiders began training.
We train for Area 51, so let's go.
Damage. They began pushing their bodies, pushing their will.
The government's scared now. Oh, there it is.
Pushing their minds.
Uh-oh.
Pushing their friends and families' patience.
Who wants to call me to fix an alien bug? In September, join me. We out.
Yeah. And that's what fitness will be like in the metaverse.
I need to watch that metaverse thing. I never did. That was just like, the companies are great about that, bro. Like, it's just, that's so fucking much. Western media, yeah, I know that. Like, I just do it. I never did. Like, this is just like, bro, this is unbelievable.
As we zero in on the day of the raid, the count is up to 2 million attendees, and that
That's
puts
a
us on
lot.
par with the world's largest standing army. So to coordinate all of these troops, we'll need a battle strategy.
Lay it on us.
From r/memes, intel was being filtered down to the troops. Groups such as the Minecraft YouTubers, the Normans, the Weebs, Facebook moms, the Tiles, the Chads, the Crack Kids,
Is it a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
Florida Man, the Australians, the gay Reddit mods,
Okay, this thread is locked.
and the North Korean defectors. They all have their role to play. So, Godzilla comes...
So all the arrows are there? Like, I wonder if, like, internally, I always wonder about this, like, internally, like, there's somebody there whose job is, like, their job was made irrelevant back in 2007, but for some reason, the military keeps him on because he's friends with some of the superiors, and, like, he holds, like, a seminar or something, and, like, you know, all the guys get called in, and, like, these pictures show up on the fucking projector. You know?
in from the east, while the
The
Australians
battle
make a
bus,
distraction that allows Dominion cosplayers to brief from the south. Of course, these very serious strategies would have to be disguised as memes, so that they could be spread across YouTube, Reddit, and TikTok without the threat of being... Although, not everyone was as tech-savvy. Authorities managed to nab one of the main cartographers, and they pressured him into an interview on the television.
It took me a total of 5 minutes to put this image together. It was sort of like a battle strategy almost.
It was completely rooted in satire.
It was just completely rooted in satire.
And no one should raid, this is just completely a joke.
And completely just a joke.
Mission counting sheeple complete. You can take him out. Okay.
What about the festivals? Oh my god. Dude, listen, he's just chilling, man. That's all. He's just chilling, real and true. Absolutely.
So remember how we're not raiding anymore and it's just a music festival? Wink, 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 wink. Well, bad news.
Okay, so it sounds like you maybe are looking at changing venues. Possibly.
Possibly.
It's all up in the air. We're fitting
Bro, like, wait, this made the guy famous? Like, I didn't even realize this happened. Like, I didn't even realize any of this happened. Like, what the fuck?
On the spot.
There's a lot of challenges. So
But it's 2 weeks away, so it's kind of gotta like figure it out, I guess, somewhat soon, right?
Yeah, it's all kind of falling apart. See,
this reminds me a lot of Firefest. See, this is what they should do, right? It's always better to set expectations low. It's like nobody is going to go to the Area 51 raid and expect there to be a nice place, you know? It's like, it's the same thing.
Matthew had organized alien stock with a few other people, but his main business partner was Connie West.
I didn't plan it. It planned me.
But Matthew is the headliner. His name is attached to everything. And he's starting to get worried about a fire festival type situation in the desert.
Be a Firefest 2.0.
He wanted to make sure there's plenty.
So it's like this guy even knows. Like, yeah, about that. This guy even knows about it. Holy shit.
You have water, food, security, insurance, etc., etc. And here, deals and communications start to break down. Eventually, there's a lawsuit, and it's kind of boring.
They said they were supposed to pay for it, and I'm stuck paying for it.
We're going to skip it. But the TLDR is that they had a disagreement. And Connie said,
Still alive, okay. Get me what I'm after, right?
And Matthew said, Matthew then took $70,000 worth of sponsorship money and declared Alien Stock and Rachel cancelled.
He just took the money and ran. That's a plus 70K. Yeet, I'm out. I'm done.
But then, at the same time, Bud Light they say, hey, why not do it here? In the Vegas. It has plenty of lighting, indoor plumbing, it has everything. Matthew said yes. And
Really
then using the
confused.
website for Alien Stock, he told everyone to not go to Rachel and instead to go to Vegas. Welcome to Alien Stock Las Vegas, sponsored by Bud Light.
What?
And also Pornhub, but it's a long story.
What?
Connie was left to pick up the pieces. However, she would not be discouraged so easily. She decided to press
Where the fuck did she come from? Just this random lady shows up out of nowhere? Like who is this? Like this, like what is she like? Oh, he met her on Facebook. She's the store owner. Oh, right.
It's gonna be a great party. No matter what, it's gonna be a great party.
She had to take full control of the event, and Rachel dipping into her savings and even mortgaging her home.
I'm working out of my own pocket.
I think this is a liability. I'm out.
So is it clear what's going on? It's worth doing a very fast recap because there's an event in Rachel that's been declared cancelled but also not cancelled. Also, I forgot to mention there's an event in Pico that isn't cancelled but it will be on the second day.
What?
It's that third festival in Las Vegas, which has the former promoter of the first one, and they both share the same damn name. And none of this
First
has
time eating
anything
fucking
to do with the
KFC.
actual raid on Area 51, which is
Oh my god. Like, what a bunch of morons.
here, which has several gated entrances, by the way, and none of them have been declared the official gathering point.
True.
Confused? Yeah, pretty much everyone was. It's a goddamn mess. People, rightfully, put the whole thing in the too-hard basket, and instead of going to one in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah, I bet.
just went to the one in Vegas.
Yeah, it's probably a nicer place.
Let's fast forward to the weekend of the raid.
Okay.
For this,
Alright, here we go.
Rachel is about to open its doors to the millennials.
Hell yeah!
On board now has come the truck call. Don't let the aliens get you, kid. Do you believe in aliens? I don't. Run! Get out of here!
Oh, you know, I want to hear about the alien liberal agenda. They could have some good talking points. We don't know to protect our land.
How do you see walking with that shirt up over your head like that? Stuff in downtown Las Vegas. Did they change the name, or is it still alien stock?
I'm on my highest high I've ever been in my life.
How is this real? Like, the thing is, like, it's like if somebody had made, like, a story like this, nobody would like it because it would be unbelievable. It's like, it's so ridiculous and just completely fucking bizarre that, like, you'll get, oh, this is dumb. Like, it's not even real. It's ridiculous. No, it's just, this is all real.
Look at it.
And we are taking a look kind of.
I wonder how many of these
done
people
a lot of
vote.
work in a very short period of time.
The security's here, medical's here, food is here, people are here. And most importantly, bullets are here.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I just went through a breakup, guys.
Well, it wasn't quite the event. But they did do a commendable job of acting retarded for the news.
This is the most fun I've ever had in my life. Can you stop the finger out?
I do. And for scientific reasons, it's like the most millennial thing that's ever happened.
But don't let's forget, Hiko, or the Heiko. No one knows how to pronounce it.
What is
this event was being hosted by George Harris of the Alien.
Wait. Oh, this is the real one. Look at his shirt. Alien Research Center, Area 51, Nevada. This is the real convention about the real aliens.
In research center.
The owner of the center is Las Vegas businessman George Harris, creator of Alien Tequila.
You want to have fun. If you want to have a great look, it's a great day.
Base camp was equipped with a vendor village of 10 food trucks,
Never mind.
a gift shop, and 3-time Grammy Award winner Paul Oakenfold. For some reason.
I was told there's a lot of people coming.
Well, right now things are kind of slow at the Heiko event here, so that's kind of a disappointment.
Now, Hiko Base Camp was expecting somewhere between 1,000 and 20,000 attendees.
That's a lot of
range.
fucking people.
Maybe 50 people here. Clapping some alien cheeks.
Yeah, but no cheeks are clapped
Where's
at
the
all.
cheeks?
None.
Where's the cheeks?
This is like the first of a big thing.
It wasn't.
Hey, love. It's okay. Hey. sec. Just. Please.
Welcome to r/Am I the Devil, where OP is kinda sort of a pimp for his teenage niece. Am I the butthole for making my niece go on a date with a really nice kid after she was very mean girl to him? My older sister's husband is in the military and deployed overseas. His dad recently had a small stroke and needs help. My sister asked my younger sister to watch her two kids, Kinsley, who's 15, and Adam, who's 13. But my younger sister is in the Air National Guard and she had to do missions or something. So she asked me. She admitted to me that I'm the last resort and she's having a hard time